There you go.
I pick myself up off the floor. I feel I've never felt before. I was living on a bed and nails, screaming. Now I'm walking through the front door. We don't ever need to fight anymore. Let's be done with the silent wars. Gather up your girls and your boys, 'cause we're gonna storm the typical.
Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to a really special online event today. It's called Tune Into Your Harmonious Voice. Sing your way to inner balance and a vital sense of belonging. My name is Stephen Dinan. I'm the founder and president of the Shift Network. And today is a personal pleasure for me because we're getting to dive into opening our voice with two of the most magical teachers of how to do that on the planet. And their names are Isaac and Thorald Koren. They are transformational voice leaders and co-creators of Your Big Voice Foundation now. And I've gotten to personally spend time in the studio and begin to open up my own voice with them. So I know we're in for a treat today as we explore the deeper meanings of harmony, both musically and in our own voice and in our own being, and how we can bridge those to really live more of our potential. So with that said, Isaac and Thorald, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Oh, Stephen, such a pleasure to be here with you and the Shift and all of you watching.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yes. Well, let's begin here pretty soon. But first, I want to let everyone know that we are super excited that Isaac and Thorald have created a brand new program that can build from today if you're excited to do more. And it's called Your Harmonious Voice. Sing your way to inner balance, community connection, and a vital sense of harmony with life. And so we'll share more about that towards the end of the hour. So Isaac and Thorald, but why don't we begin today with a little bit of your journey, I think beyond just as musicians, but really learning to harmonize with yourself and each other in this way that your voice really became a portal to a different kind of relationship with yourself and each other and ultimately the world.
What a beautiful question. Well, we started our work together later. We both found our voices separately. And it wasn't until our father got remarried back when we were both late teenagers, we came together and we thought, well, we both have no money. So what could we get our dad? And so we just came up with this idea on the Friday night before the wedding. Well, why don't we write him a song? And so we opened our mouths, we started writing this song together, and this harmony came out. You know, this meeting point of two brothers, two voices. And we were immediately aware of the magic between us. We immediately could sense that there was something greater than just two voices occurring. There was an entity between us, and that began our obsession and our interest. I think we knew from that point we can't not sing together. That kind of began our relationship to studying harmony. And actually what's so exciting about being here with you and you all today is that this is our first harmony course that we're coming toward, and our first year of really going into harmony as we've discovered it over the last 30 years singing together.
Yeah, so well said. I think that when we got the request from Shift, what about harmony? When we thought about it, we're like, oh, it's the most quintessential, it's the most obvious in a way for us to share about, because like Thorald said, it is harmony that has got us to this place. It's harmony that made us jump in a boat together and say, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we be crazy and pursue a career in music together? And, you know, harmony as a non-musical experience has always been there for he and I. And we're very fortunate for that. And that's not always the case.
Not always, no.
It's also a choice daily, but there's this underlying harmony between us. And, you know, we've always been able to collaborate like that quite easily. So we love to share and impart that.
That's exactly what we're going to be doing really over the last few months, unpacking the elements of harmony, both literally from a music education place, from the intervallic relationship of two notes, but also harmony as a metaphor for the underlying intelligence of life, that one of the core natural principles of this experience of life is harmony and dissonance. And so we've just become completely focused on this subject. It's been so fun, such a delight to open it.
Well, why don't we tee it up for those of us who don't have a musical background, just really first, what is harmony from a musical perspective? And then I think get into the deeper energetics and spiritual dimensions of it from there.
Yeah, harmony in definition, if you look it up anywhere, harmony is defined as two notes, two individual notes or more that are pleasing to the listener. So what we love about this definition is that it makes it a subjective conversation. It's really, it's in the ear of the beholder, so to speak. And it's about pleasure. It's a tantric model in a way of what pleases you, because what pleases me in two notes isn't going to be the same as what pleases you or what pleases you. And so we get to lean into our own personal experience, our own preference, and our own, what we call musical cosmology, where we identify who we are at the core from perhaps some of the music that we've loved. And so harmony in music is literally that. It's two notes or more that can be heard by a listener as pleasant, as pleasing, as a positive mood or experience. And dissonance, the opposite, is defined as that, which is two notes that are
Not pleasing
to the listener. And what we find is that in order for that pleasure to exist, there has to be some kind of distance and difference, because when two notes are too close together, it creates this kind of rub, or for the most part, for many, dissonance. And we'll demonstrate that in a moment.
And we'll also talk about how that shows up in life. Of course, two notes rubbing can be pleasing in the right context as well, from tension to release. But to just add a little bit more music nerdery here, harmony is really the study of the intervallic relationship of two notes. That sounds big, but it's actually just from one note to another note, and how that's spaced. Their difference, their two different notes, and their distance creates something larger than just two notes. There's an entity between. So in this case, I'm playing a fifth, which is the perfect five from Gregorian times, is one of the ancient intervals. In fact, it's the first interval that appears in the harmonic spectrum.
Discovered first by Pythagoras over 2,000 years ago in the West.
So we can feel not just this note and this note, but we can feel the space between.
How does that feel to you? Can you be curious? Even close your eyes if you wish, and just notice, how does that fifth, that distance, that harmonious distance, how does that register for you? Is that registering? Is that feeling pleasant to you? Is that pleasing?
So you can start to just get into the majesty and the alchemy of the honoring of distance and difference. And this is an absolute metaphor for life. And in a world that is very much in disconnection and war, we can see that these principles of music show up everywhere.
And what we love is that harmony then is relationship. And, you know, as brothers in a loving and productive relationship, we have to choose harmony every day. We could easily choose any of the dissonance that can occur between two humans, even ones that get along as well as we do. But we get to choose also that harmony, which is here for us. There are laws of the universe, evidence in the harmonic scale that exists in raindrops and flower petals and, you know, migration of birds. It exists everywhere in nature and in music. And so what we love to show is that there's harmony with self, right? Which is first and foremost to us the most important, harmony with self. And then we also have harmony with others as a relationship with others. And then we also have this harmony that's latent and pre-existing in the world that we are lucky enough to inhabit. There's harmony in nature. There is also chaos and dissonance.
There's harmony in the whole experience of the universe that we want to go from inside out and explore together.
So I wonder if you could share a little bit about what is the practice of harmony between two beings? How does that actually shift our consciousness or our awareness? When you hold a note and I hold a note, how does that actually create a different quality of engagement and energetic between us?
That's such a great question. Well, naturally, the brain is hardwired to already sympathetically vibrate with another. So if you're often two women, for example, will be having a conversation, over time, you will notice, and sometimes really quickly if they're close, that they will start tuning, they will choose a frequency. One will kind of hop on the other and tune to the same note of their conversation, thereabouts, at least get into the same zone. And if you're a man and a woman having a conversation, often the man will find an octave, perhaps, of the woman, or vice versa. An octave being the same note, just a whole scale above.
Which is another way to say that we wish to attune to each other. If we can first find peace and harmony within ourselves, we move to attune, which another way to say that, Stephen, is we become interested to stand in each other's perspective, to see and listen into the note that is harmonizing with us, and we reach out and want to harmonize with that other note. And so we start to lean into these beautiful ways of being that are home in music, like being generous and curious and willing to find music in the song between you, someone else, the community that you're living in, and beyond. That music and harmony is trying to find the song. And so these principles can show up really quickly when we put ourselves in the position of being notes within the greater chord of life.
And to answer your question one more time, I think that the possibility when we are tuning and aligning with each other, when we have that technology that's inbuilt that we can get to trust, that we can find a greater sense of belonging and connection with each other, and first and foremost ourselves.
Yeah, first and foremost, which we're about to do a little experience of together.
Yeah, well, I wanted to dive into that experience, but so the question in my mind is, how do you find that harmony within yourself musically if you're generally producing one note versus like when you have a duo or a trio where you're produce different notes? How do you actually have the musical experience or portal of connecting, creating that internal harmony without having the ability to create more than one note?
Well, we're going to experience it today.
We're going to experience it today. And firstly, it's about coming home to the instrument you've been given. And for many of us, we have, if we haven't done embodied voice work of any kind, we really haven't been invited to take back occupancy of the whole body instrument, as we call it, which basically means that there's this whole playground to sink back into and to firm up and allow to truly be that original sound healing sound bowl for yourself, this safe space to resonate in, and giving at that moment yourself permission to dance between notes and notice the distance and difference within your own voice creates a harmony of sorts. Now, it might be one note at a time. Of course, Tuvan throat singers can do two notes at the same time or more. But really, we look at harmony with self as not just an embodied, active experience, but also an opportunity to dance between notes and find that harmonization in the whole voice. And then we get back this sense of power, this sense of value, worth, connection to how we actually feel. That so many of us have, what we've found over many years is that many human beings have gone somewhere unsupported in their lives, which shows up directly in their voice. So if a voice has gone unsupported for long enough, it's as if there's notes of their chord, there's notes that didn't harmonize within them. So we can actually create that new supportive place for us to give voice back to the notes that went unvoiced, to find and reharmonize our life. The whole thing is harmonizing self.
That's beautifully said. I would answer your question, Stephen, by saying that it's a daily practice, finding ease and pleasure and harmony in the self. With the mind, we've all have these beautiful minds that are busy and often flooded with, energy and thoughts. And we call the small voices often those kind of negative self-talk that, we all have levels of that, some extreme, some not. And we often have a choir of that small voice, or really that can just be seen as dissonance to our ease, to our contentment, to our peace, inner peace. So inner harmony requires us to behaviorally find a new relationship to the noise inside us. That, when I meditate in the morning, I'm not going to lie, there's often some form of noise, and it's different every day.
Maybe in the morning, some of us, or maybe throughout the day, we're experiencing a rub of sorts.
And it could be menial, it could be an irritating thing that's on the schedule, or something you feel dissonant about. And what we find is through simple voice and music techniques, we can lean into the ease and the relaxation that music can bring. The voice stimulates the vagus nerve. It brings relaxation to the whole system, so that we can use nature to help us find that sense of pleasure again in our body, even though there might be noise going on, even though there might be small voices, a choir of small voices in your harmony. So we can have dissonance and still have harmony, we find, if we can give that dissonance context.
You're already noticing, you don't have your headphones on, but you'd hear that I'm following you. This original rub of two notes together, made most famous by the soundtrack Jaws, in the right context, like Isaac's saying, we can actually harmonize the dissonance into the most magical resonant flower of sound. That rub held
within context
right notes becomes this gorgeous C major 7. So right there, a rub can become the magic. if we can wrap our arms around that part of us that's been noisy, negative leaning, unsupportive, we can wrap our arms around it and cover it in the harmony. We can reharmonize parts of ourselves into our greatest gift. We can go through from breakdown to breakthrough and actually make it part of our life's work, that we allow ourselves to harmonize the parts of us that we've been moving away from.
Thank you.
I love that. And it was a great demonstration with the notes there and I experienced that with the two of you in general, is that you're a big sacred yes to whatever is emerging and whatever parts we are. So instead of like creating or adding more dissonance on top, it's like taking whatever is dissonant already and starting to like, can we create a larger container or context that loves all those parts of ourselves? And that starts to just naturally harmonize things, it sounds like.
Oh, exactly what you
yeah.
said. That absolutely.
Well, I know you were teed it up. You were going to go and do a little longer demonstration. You want to take us into that now?
That'd be fantastic.
Sure.
So we're going to just invite all of you, and thank you for being here with us in this video. We invite you to close your eyes just for a brief moment. Right now, we invite you to invite yourself to fall back behind your own face, this beautiful playground of space and bone and cartilage, an incredible environment to reverberate your magic, your voice in. And can you lean back into your spine now? Can you let your body have you? And can you allow yourself to fall beautifully down into your pelvic floor, which is your seat? Can you take back a beautiful seat in your seat? And in this seat, can you begin to simply invite all parts of yourself to be home with you? Can you begin to be curious about how you can reharmonize today? And as you allow yourself to take back that space, notice that you are resonance that gets to be home in this whole body instrument. Taking a breath here. And now we invite you to feel all of your skin now firming, becoming container for this beautiful experience you're having. Can you become a firm, reverberant container? And to do that, just feel, with your imagination, feel all of your skin firming, becoming that beautiful space for you to be in, that safe place. And last but not least, can you allow that biofield, this measurable electromagnetic space that you were given by nature, to be up and active and buoyant all around you? Can you feel it in front of you, behind you, below you, to the sides? Can you feel that acoustic space that you get to truly be voiced in and receive and listen from?
So beautiful. And now you're saying yes to being in your own experience, inside your own whole body instrument. Let's switch on our breathing, our receptive breath here, receiving that breath into your belly, below the diaphragm, as if it was a balloon here. We're going to share a harmonic breathing technique where we breathe in for 4 counts and we exhale using for 8. So we're breathing in for 4, exhaling for twice the length, which is the mathematics of an octave here, the ratio of an octave, the harmony of an octave here. And we're going to breathe in, and as we exhale, you can constrict the back of your throat like Thorald is, like that. Ocean sound or Ujjayi breath. Or you could do a shh sound or a hissing sound, which elongates the breath naturally. Here we go. And inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now breathing naturally and normally here. Just noticing perhaps you're a little lightheaded. Perhaps perhaps you feel a shift in your awareness. We're going to switch on our listening. All is vibration. Every cell in your body is vibrating. There is a constant symphony, even in the silence. We're just going to have a little moment, a minute here to listen in. And when we complete the listening of about a minute inward, we're going to ask you to just simply hum any note that comes to you, trusting your sympathetic vibration is tuning inward and aligning to your inherent note, your sonic equilibrium, we like to call it. So we're going to use our thumbs to plug up our ears, creating a little pyramid around our head here, and listen inward to that ancient hum that you are. Here we go, listening for a minute here in silence. Beautiful. And without any thought, simply just raise your voice into an sounding, as if you were tasting your favorite meal, holding that note out, elongating it. Holding that note, regardless of what you're hearing outside. Holding on to your note for a moment. Just staying in awe of that sound. That is your sound, your voice.
Notice where it's coming from in your body. Move to go to that place. Let your body there sing. One more time. That same generosity, curiosity, we invite you to explore from south to north. We're going to re-harmonize your instrument now. We're going to start in the foundation, which is from feet up to your sit bones. The sound here is wah, the sonic anatomy tone that we use. Here we go, wah, any note.
It's okay if you can't hold it out as long as us. Just go at your own pace here. Any sound.
One more here, seeking to find and attune to this area of your foundation. One more time.
So beautiful.
Adventuring north now, right to the belly button, to the navel, that home of your courage. We use the sonic anatomy tone. You. Here we go, harmonizing your belly. Whatever note you want to use is beautiful. Find the harmony from within you. Last time.
If you want to hear the natural harmonics of your voice, you can place your hands either side of your ears. Hear that high whistle, nature's music over the top of your voice.
Adventuring northward up into the cup of your heart. Can you harmonize with your own heart right here using the sonic anatomy tone? Ya. Listen in. Here we go. One more time. Two more times.
Feel free to cup your right ear with your right hand and your left hand in front of your face. Create a little sound bowl to hear the sound, creating a little feedback loop to hear the sound of your own heart.
Last time in the heart. last but not least, we're going to harmonize right to the north of the crown, drinking down through the whole channel of the instrument. We encourage you into the sonic anatomy tone E. Here we go.
Open up into a smile. Here we go. Hear those angelic realms of your voice. You can cup both ears now if you want to hear the sound of your voice in the space around you. Just notice how you feel in the silence here. How does your instrument feel? Is there harmony? Is there pleasure for you?
Beautiful.
That was gorgeous, you two. And I just, yeah, it's cool to start to like work internally and also sort of resonate across the Zoom with you and begin to blend our voices a little bit. I find there's something that it calls me out when it's not just me, and I can feel what you're singing too, and it starts to resonate with me. And so it's beautiful.
We find that, Stephen, exactly what you said. People are really thirsty to have their voices meet, to connect, you know, and especially after the years that we've had and in a world that feels divisive at times, to find community in voice, to find safe space, to join our voices together and be encouraged to find harmony within notes holding us, that we get this courage to actually lean in and begin to fall in love with our own voice. You know, that we do that in a vocal community. We find that space to find our specialness of tone.
Yeah, it's like a bridge. Harmony becomes this bridge between us, like Thorald said, a safe space, an invitation, and a context also for our voice to make sense, to find its place in the greater song.
Now, I wasn't, maybe other people were, but I wasn't trying to find a different note or create harmony. I was just sort of mirroring, and there's sort of the unification that happens. We sing the same note. So how do you, if you're less experienced like me in music, how do you then start to find your way to a pleasing harmonious notes? And so you're starting to work with the differences in a way that creates that sense of beautiful blending.
Really, the greatest way is by gathering new, fresh, supportive experiences. That we notice that the way into harmony is to lean in and dare to find a note that feels good between us as hopefully your new brothers, not just here at this taste. We're going to go so much deeper into this in our course on harmony coming up, and give, I think, ultimately a huge amount of opportunity to harmonize with us and others. And to do that, we can hold the south and north pole of two notes, and we can give a huge amount of space for you to just dare to grab a note and go, ooh, let me stay here. That's creating this beautiful trifecta. And of course, way more than just three notes, all of the subharmonics, all of the harmonic spectrum cascading out into the universe. There's way more than three notes. And so we're going to play a little voice experience just for a few minutes. We're going to give you an opportunity to find notes between us brothers that feel good and interesting to you to hold.
Yeah, it's really exciting that you don't need to have any music theory background or knowledge of how to play an instrument or even sing to find harmony. The good news is harmony is self-determined. So really, like Thorald said, I'm going to sing a low note. He's going to sing a high note based on his own pleasure, right? He's going to find a note that's high, giving everyone else a lot of space, distance to then move between us. You can start with the low note or start matching Thorald and go down, or you can start with me if you like, matching me, and then rise up. And you'll notice if it's dissonant, meaning if it doesn't sound good to you, then keep moving. And let dissonance be this change agent, this inciting incident for harmony to emerge.
Another way to say that was let the rub that may not be pleasing for you. For me, rub can be pleasing, but if there's a rub that's not pleasing, notice it creates tension necessary to then release. And of course, we know the great art, the great moments in life often have tension release, right? They have these two rise and fall natural elements to them. Just from our beautiful friends out there that do love to talk harmony, we will be going more into the basics of harmony further into the course. But just for today, the most basic part would be from 1 to 5. It's a really common perfect fifth. And Isaac and I will demonstrate that really briefly. That 1 and 5 is a beautiful thing to try. Isaac's going, the root, the 1, and I'm going 5. Now we could drop that. Isaac stays on 1 and I'll drop down 1 note. We create a perfect 4 or a 4th. Try that. If we drop down another half step, we create a very popular interval, the major 3. So there's just a little taste. Of course, there's all of these beautiful notes that we can explore further together. But for today, we just want to give you an experience, a bunch of space. So here we go.
Find a note that's pleasing to you in between our 2 notes if you can, or around it. You could go above, below, anything. If you took that moment to sing with us, thank you, thank you. And if you just witnessed, also thank you.
Good. Well, I put myself on mute so it wasn't give space for others. But I'm curious. I did find places of harmony between you, but then I noticed I have a tendency to want to shadow and kind of follow you over to a note. So I wonder if you have any thoughts.
Well, that's natural. Of course, I think it's both. It's both and. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's all exploration. I think the more that we harmonize with self and find our own gravity, right? Find our own tone. That then, as we come out to the into the world with others, we have our own space, right? Our own right time, our own tone, our own place, and we're interested to harmonize our note, which hopefully is malleable and adventurous, with others. What we notice also is if you're still gathering experiences holding harmony, our ear is entrained to move into unison, which of course, unison meaning one. And that is a very natural thing to do too. So there's actually nothing wrong with it. The more that you harmonize with us and in your life, you'll notice you'll be able to hold the gravity of notes that you hold your perspective inside the chord.
It's a little like riding a bike, right? And singing with us is similar to maybe having some training wheels. So it's a natural first step to hearken. It's in our biology to hearken. It's in our biology to repeat back in the same tone, in that unison tone, as a way of being in the flow with each other, to kind of repeat back what each other says. It's a good communication skill that we've inherited from our ancestors, to be able to hearken. So it's the natural training wheel. But then when you get enough momentum, when you get enough courage, like Thorald said, and conviction, gravity of your own note, and to hold it, like you said, to hold it strong and feel that third way open up, that relationship open up between the three notes, then it's like you're riding a bike.
It is.
And you're holding your own gravity there, using your momentum.
I'd love for you to dive in a little more. You're talking about your unique note, and then sort of it sounds like there's sort of a unique frequency signature that each of us has, that we're sort of, then we bring, when we can really access that, then we're bringing that to a larger collaboration. Maybe share more about which notes, how do we know what our notes that we are most unique to us?
I love it. It's such a beautiful question. Well, I think again, it's the process of exploration. And so many of us have not been given the invitation home, and not been supported enough to say, okay, what does it feel like to be home in your instrument, in your body, and to switch on all these natural elements that make you you? What does it feel like to find your true tones? And what we've been discovering is there's home frequencies, there's home resonant areas of each of us, and we're all thirsty to hear each other's home tone. And to find your home tone, it's really an exploration of listening. I think the big element here is listening. It
really is. And the little experience that we had, that 1 minute of listening inwardly, that we recommend doing that for 12, 15 minutes. And what happens is the brain is naturally entrained to hearken, to mimic, to resonate at the same frequency as that which it hears. And so listening inward is a beautiful way of hearing that unique frequency. Another way is to hear the music and to really understand the music that you love, because you are a resonant frequency, an equilibrium, standing wave, so to speak. You are attracted to music that brings harmony to you, or you experience harmoniously. And so this is another way for you to see or hear yourself reflected in the mirror of the music that you truly love.
I love that. So I wonder if that also applies to some of the finding the harmonious notes within others, like, so we're sort of listening in between the two of you. So maybe share a little bit about how we start to listen in with the other folks in the field that's getting created between.
I love that. What a beautiful question. Well, to us, what occurs when someone listens into themselves with generosity, which can't be overlooked. It's one of the magical elements and one of the ways of being we invite everybody into as they form a new, deeper relationship to their voice. Hopefully in the course we're about to start, that at the core invitation, a new way of being of generosity means you're looking inward and saying, what do I like or love about what's occurring inside my experience? When we do that, we open ourselves to the most pleasing tones, and we no longer focus on being critical or judgmental of the tones or feelings that we have been avoiding. We look and seek out what we want to feel. And Stephen, sometimes that's we really do want to have a space to feel grief and feel uncomfortable feelings that no one has given us permission, including ourselves, to feel, or it hasn't felt safe. It's such a safe space to be home in our voice to do that. And what we found is that when we first listen into our own voice, we then immediately want to find and use that same generosity with others. So we look out into the others in our life, the others we're singing with, and say, what of your voice do I love? What of the note you're singing, metaphorically and literally, do I like and love? I'm going to forego the parts that we might rub, maybe there's some dissonance in stuff that we wouldn't agree on, but we're looking for commonality. And I think that's what's the great metaphor here of harmony itself, is quite literally we're looking for commonality that's pleasing for both of us. And if we could apply that in our lives, peace fractally influences our full lives. And it's a beautiful way of being.
It reminds me of that quote, I don't like that person, I must get to know them better, because there's always something we can find. If we look, there's always something that we can find, that we can harmonize with, that we can, maybe it takes a certain distance that we can stand, because harmony is about that distance and difference and often context. So something that's irritating us that we find dissonance in, maybe we change the way or the distance or the placement of where we're standing, so to speak, and have understanding, standing under, for example, and seeing the context, the greater context, or a way in which you could harmonize to that person that's rubbing you the wrong way, so to speak. And it's a Sufi practice also of just overlooking the flaws, finding and choosing harmony, because we can choose dissonance. I've done it myself. It's only just coming back to that frequency, that equilibrium, that harmony within, that I find the peace again. And that's where I can start.
Yeah, I feel like you're really
starting place.
Speaking to finding your home tone and then seeking the home tone of others and finding the distance that's beautiful for both of you is an incredible peace making way of living your life.
Well, you're both already speaking to it, but I wonder if you can share a little bit more about what you see really blossoms in other parts of people's lives as they do this vocal reclamation and inner harmonization. So how does that tend to ripple out in other unexpected ways?
It's so good to answer that question. So starting with harmony with self, a greater sense of ease and contentment with the noise that exists, the troubles, the frustrations, a greater capacity and resilience to the daily stresses of life. We can choose through these vocal practices. It's already triggering the vagus nerve, which runs from the cochlea all the way into the digestive system. So if anyone has any digestive issues, sleep issues, just trouble relaxing, well, singing is the best drug. And it relaxes us. It's deeply healing for our nervous system, and the juiciness of life, the vitality, the singing into the whole body instrument awakens us. It freshens us. It alivens us from the fascia to the skin to the bones. You name it. We get to switch it on in you through your voice. And like Thorald said before, this coming home. Because so many of us are often scared out of our body, scared out of the container, and we live in our thoughts, in our mind, in our fears, even in our negative survival system. And we can actually come home and feel just the peace that is also there.
And to reharmonize with that nervous system brings us back, anchors us back in. I think the other thing that Isaac left off from is the opportunity we have to use our voice to give ourselves safe place and permission to feel what's gone unfelt, to sound out what's gone unsounded, and to sing out what's gone unsung, quite literally, to give ourselves the space to feel into what went unexpressed. And when we do that, what we find, Stephen, is someone gets their whole colors back, their vibrance, their resonant, reverberant vibrance, that we are sound at the quark level. We are resonating energy, and we get to sing our own resonance. We get to resonate our own resonance and find areas that have maybe gone blocked, dimmed, or unsounded, and scoop them back up and bring them back into the greater chord. That is, I think, at the core of reharmonizing with self is there's self-care, for infinite amount of self-care when using the voice as that medium.
And people let us know that this shows up in their ability to speak up, to show up in relationships, at work, in their voice their purpose, even discover their purpose more fully and more clearly.
Yeah, to find that authentic part of them.
The harmony between others, this opportunity to find harmony and harmonious relationships, that's a huge part of our world. We rely on our relationships to survive, to thrive. And so when we can use our voice, our harmonious voice, to find that belonging, to find that connection that is pleasing, that ripples out into all areas of our life. And then the third level, I would say, is that to recognize that there is harmony all around us, that the universe has our back ultimately, if we allow it, if we can set our intention to focus onto it, to lean into it. And music and simple voice practices give us that daily evidence that order and harmony also exist.
Beautiful. Well, the two of you are just so inspiring with the potential for this work and to really use harmony as a portal to a whole new way of being. So I want to spend some more time talking explicitly about your upcoming course. And we're just delighted that you've created this. And so it's called Your Harmonious Voice. Sing your way to inner balance, community connection, and a vital sense of harmony with life. And it's laid out in detail at the URL findingharmonycourse.com, findingharmonycourse.com. It's going to be a 7-week program, and there's really no prerequisites. You don't need to be a musician. You don't need to have really done any vocal work before. It's really just a curiosity, a lean in, a sense of potential to explore that you can really open up when you engage with this work. So I'd love for you to share first on a high level what you can experience. First of all, what's the outcome that you want to create at the end of the 7-week journey with folks? And then I'll read out the module titles. So you can give us a preview of what's coming in each.
Yeah, well, we wish for everyone that says yes to this, and we invite you to truly consider, if you're watching this video now, we would love to be your brothers in creating this harmony within and without of you, with all of your life. And really the core for us is when we recalibrate to the harmony within us, we want to spread it. And at the end of this 7 weeks, we hope that you have a whole new deep listening and deep relationship to how nature and your life can be harmonized with, consciously, wakefully, and actively in the pursuit of the life you want to manifest and the life that you want to sing out.
So well said. You'll walk away with a daily practice, a new relationship to your harmonious voice, one that's fulfilling, nourishing, and practical, one that's easy for you to access and integrate into your life so that it ripples out into your relationships, into your work life, and into your personal experience.
And your singing voice.
Cool. Well, module 1 is called Harmony with Yourself for Self-Discovery and Inner Peace.
Yeah, we've already had a taste of this today. Harmony with self is kind of the core of our work day in, day out with people. And in this module, we're going to invite you home to fully explore the whole body instrument. As we have built it for the last 20 years, we're going to give you practices and experiences to come home and really switch on your full sonic anatomy and your vibrance.
Module 2, Harmony with Others to free your voice and communicate, collaborate, and create.
Yes, harmony with others. You've had a little taste of it today, but we're going to really dive deep into this sacred relation, the right relations that we can find in every relationship, using harmony as a metaphor, as an analogy for life.
Module 3, harmony with the universe to move beyond inhibitions in your voice and your creative process.
In this module, we're going to open up both concepts on harmony of the spheres, including the whole sonic spectrum. We're going to look at how the harmonic spectrum is found in nature and how we can use these principles as guiding posts to be in alignment with not just harmony of the voice, but harmony of the intelligence of life within you and all around you.
Module 4, harmony with your emotions. Your voice is a vital tool for expressing and balancing your feelings.
Exciting. We're going to have a special guest, co-creator of Sing the Body Electric with us, and we're going to use our voice real time to heal, to literally sing ourselves back to vitality and electric health.
Module 5, harmony of consciousness to unleash your own creative potential.
In this module, we're going to take all that we've done and gathered and bring it home and to listen in to the home tone and the home key and the home sound and song within you to allow yourself to channel the song of your heart, the song of your soul, and the music that's been waiting inside you.
Module 6, harmony with your soul. Celebrate your voice to build confidence and cultivate joy with your own liberated expression.
Not to give it all away, the surprises, but in this module, you're going to experience a channel that is you, that you get to trust the downloading force. There's a message that wants to come through your voice. And when you switch it on, it becomes easy. And so you will walk away with your own song of your soul, your own mantra to take into your life.
And finally, module 7, harmony in the world. Expand your vocal impact to have your soul's message heard.
Yeah, we believe all great things come to an end with a beautiful bow. We believe in the sacred rite of completion, and completion asks, what do I take with me and what is next for my voice in my life? How can I take all of these harmonic principles and bring it into my days, my weeks, my projects, my family? And we want to really create a practical way to look at how this comes with you.
Well, such a powerful program. And I know just the kind of impact this can have because I've experienced some of it myself. And I also just noticed how many of the most influential teachers at Shift Network have really done some deep vocal work so that there is a resonance and integration and wholeness about their voice, because it is how we primarily engage with people. And so if you really have that wholeness in your voice, then it's going to be so much more empowering in how you interface with the world. So I really love this. So again, the whole program is laid out in detail at findingharmonycourse.com, findingharmonycourse.com. And you'll get not only the 7 90-minute live sessions with Isaac and Thorald, which is really fun and empowering, and you'll get to sing together and ask questions and really engage in a whole group process. You also get recordings of every session, both video and audio, as well as word-for-word transcripts to work with, study, and highlight. There'll be weekly exercises you can do at home. There's a Facebook community to support you and deepen your experience. There's small group time to connect with other participants. And on the page at findingharmonycourse.com, you'll see a number of extra bonuses to enhance your journey. The video interview between Koren brothers and Fred Johnson called The Mystic Voice. Love Fred, and we've collaborated with him at a number of different sound healing retreats. And you want to share a little bit about the Mystic Voice you did with him?
Yeah, it feels like just the beginning, our connection with Fred. We've been busy exploring the ways in which we connect, and what a master of voice, what a leader, what an elder. And in this conversation, we explore just really the beginning of how voice shows up, not just in mysticism, but in ceremony of all times.
A mystical bridge. You know, the voice is a mystical bridge between the eternal and this finite existence, and just the magic that it elicits from us, like you said.
You'll also get 5 downloadable audio recordings called harmonic backing tracks. You want to share a little bit about the harmonic backing tracks people get?
Yeah, we've been busy making some beautiful chord progression, musical, instrumental pieces of music for you to really dive deep into playing with harmony, gathering new experiences in your life, being able to harmonize along to our voices and music that we've made for you.
Yeah, like little sonic sound baths that you get to play in and find your harmony.
Very cool. And there's one special bonus you get when you sign up by midnight tonight. It's our little extra enticement to go to the page at findingharmonycourse.com and really tune in now. And if you're getting a yes or a curiosity or a lean in, then if you sign up right away, you're going to get a free 1-month membership to the Playground, which is Brothers Koren online community. You want to share a little bit about that special bonus folks get when they sign up today?
Yes, thank you, Stephen. We have an intimate community that is alumni of different programs of ours that get together twice a week if they wish. Of course, there's recordings live to connect in a positive voice space. And we want to invite you in for a month just to get a taste of being home in family around this new way of being in your voice. We invite you to jump into that and join us there.
Well, that's a great extra reason to sign up right away. Well, we've kept the investment really accessible for this program. It's just 3 payments of $128, so you can save 10% when you pay in full with one payment of $349. The course is going to begin on February 21st and run for 7 weeks from then on Wednesdays at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern. But even if you can't make those live times, you can still get the full value with the recordings, the transcripts, and the community. And really, it's a lot about the practices that you really can keep going back to and re-engaging and opening your voice in new and different ways, and really applying the principles of harmonization to every level of self, relationship, and world. And on the page at findingharmonycourse.com, you'll also see quite a number of testimonials that really reflect the deep, beautiful gift that happens when you choose to dive in with the Brothers Koren. And this course was a real eye-opener. It's like kind of family you need on your creative journey. I discovered I have quite the talent. And the biggest win was seeing self-limiting patterns. So there's a lot of shedding of old layers of conditioning, just self-judgment, self-criticism that happens when you're really in this field of permission. There's a big yes that happens around the Koren brothers that is really so liberating and so healing to be around. And that's really reflected in the testimonials you see on the page as well. So I can assure you, you will have a wonderfully liberating, beautiful journey with these radiant men, and that you will really open your voice in some powerful new ways and experience different dimensions, regardless of your background with music, of how music can help inform a whole deeper way of being in your voice and in your life as a whole. So again, it's all laid out in detail at findingharmonycourse.com. So gentlemen, we're nearing the end of our time together, and I just want to ask if there's anything else you want to share from your heart for folks who are considering diving deeper into this journey with you.
Yeah, I would like to we believe in the power of request and the power of brotherly request. And if you're teetering on the edge, you feel nervous and excited in equal parts, or maybe more nervous than excited, we just request that you jump in. I say yes to that part of your voice, maybe that's been waiting to go all the way. And we promise that it's a safe space, and we encourage you to say yes to that part of yourself. However it's possible, we would be truly honored to get to do this with you. And we just can't wait to meet you and sing with you then.
Yeah, we acknowledge all it took to even be on this call and stay with us. And that part of you, like Stephen said, find that big yes, if you will, today, and just trust it. And we'd love to sing with you there. It would be a true honor. Thank you also, Stephen, for this time.
Yes, thank you,
it's
Stephen.
always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure. I just love you too. And you're so empowering to be around. And thank you so much for your upcoming program again. And it's called Your Harmonious Voice. Sing your way to inner balance, community connection, and vital sense of harmony with life. And you can find all the details at findingharmonycourse.com. Many blessings. Thank you all so much.